guys, welcome back to our channel where we show you our daily life as first-generation farmers and how we are navigating that. We made a video a while back and realized that we did not make an introduction, so here's our introduction. We wanted to say hello.
Thank you so much for watching our videos. I know there's a ton of content out on YouTube, so we appreciate you, and please hit that subscribe button. Doesn't cost you a dime, but it will help us out greatly.
Yes, thank you. Like, subscribe, comment, and we hope you enjoy this video. We are going to talk to you guys today about how in the world I got out here. Not really.
How I got my wife on board with starting a farm, moving to the middle of nowhere from the city.
And we're gonna give you guys some tips on how you can possibly get your spouse or partner, girlfriend, whatever, husband, maybe it's the husband, maybe it's not the woman who doesn't want to come out here.
I'd say 9 times out of 10, it's gonna be the other way around.
But not always. Like we said, believe it or not, I was not on board with this always. And when I say always, I mean like probably...
Still not on board.
We came from Dallas. We were in the city. So everything that I knew prior to being here is the opposite of what is here. So
for me, coming from, I have a military background, so I like to kind of be out in the woods. I like to be outside. I enjoy hunting, fishing, being outdoors. I'm the one who wanted to come start a farm, and I had to do the convincing.
Yeah, and it's not that I don't enjoy the outdoors, I do. It was just like the thought of something completely different than I'm used to, that I've ever done, really made me nervous. Some of the things that probably were the scariest to me, number one being...
Just bear with us because the Benadryl's kicking in.
Okay, for one, I am allergic to grass. Like literally, I've had an allergy test. I don't know if I've told you this, where grass was like came up on the allergens.
We have a lot of grass.
We are surrounded by greenery. My allergies are out of control. I took a little Benadryl and I felt
it's
like
perfect timing, right before we shoot a video. Let's take a swig of some children's Benadryl.
I mean, it was either that or like scratch my face off. So, scariest thing for me coming out here was obviously leaving my friends and family. I lived in Texas for a long time. I'm originally from California, but lived in Texas for a long time, so leaving...
Don't hate her for that, being from California.
Hey, why would they? It's a little hard to live there now, which is sad. So leaving friends and family was very scary. Being on a farm and not having the ability to just get up and leave, like as far as travel, that freaked me out, because having animals, you can't just leave them. You have to stay and take care of them, and that was a big part of it. And just not having like the everyday conveniences, Uber Eats, grocery stores,
concerts and all the events, sporting events, like everything just being right there. Now it's almost impossible for us to get away to do all those things.
And then just having no background at all in growing your own food and not really seeing the benefit in it. Don't get me wrong, health-wise, I saw that benefit, but not like seeing the benefit of actually using your hands to grow your own food. I'd never experienced that, so I didn't know the joy that it could bring you. So tip number one would be to slowly introduce your
spouse or significant
other, your other half, into this lifestyle. If they are not familiar with it at all and you live in the city currently, get a few backyard chickens or start a small garden, and do not pressure them or force them into doing it with you. You try to find ways to enjoy it for you, and then hopefully they will see the joy that it brings you and want to join you, and then find joy in it themselves.
And that's exactly what I did. We were living just outside of Dallas at this time, in the suburbs, right before we left Texas, and we had about just over 1 acre lot and a big backyard, so I decided I'd put in a garden. That's where it started. So I started this small garden, it turned into a very large garden, and then we added some chickens, and I just enjoyed it. I used it as time for me to get away from my computer and it forced me to go outside and work with my hands and break a sweat and have some sunshine and just get fresh air and take a break from my mortgage work. That was the start for us, and then we had to make a decision because our HOA did not allow chickens, and even though I went to a doctor and I asked them for a letter, it's kind of a funny side story, asked them for a letter, call these my therapy chickens, so that I could try to get a exception to the HOA policy. Well, that exception was denied, and rather than going through all the legal hurdles of trying to fight them on it, we decided to list our house and move and start a farm.
Our old property, we were on an acre, and before that we were on you're gonna have to tell, how big was the lot in Dallas?
Oh, we were on like an eighth of an acre.
An eighth of an acre
on top
in
of
the
each
city,
other.
in Dallas.
Yeah.
So moving to that acre, that was like a nice little step for me. At this point, Evan wasn't talking about wanting to go this big, but it was like a little buffer in between the two. Once we got on that acre, I thought, ooh, it would be nice to have more land, like once we got like in a little bit more quieter of an area. A huge thing for me was also seeing, we have a 9-year-old daughter, and seeing her enjoy the garden and the chickens with him in the backyard was a huge bonus for me. That made my mind start opening up to being out here, seeing the benefit that it had on kids. Like you can't deny the fact that children need to be in nature. They thrive in it, and it teaches so many amazing life lessons.
Where their food comes from, for one.
Yeah, this might sound like old school and super traditional, but my husband can tell you that I have not been the most submissive wife our entire marriage. I like to be independent. I like to do my own thing. This was one of the things that I decided I was going to just let my husband lead us on. I at first did not want to do it. I had all of my reasons. I also had my own career in Dallas that I had worked almost a decade in building. It was a lot for me to give up, but I just decided to take the passenger seat for once in our marriage and just let him. He felt so strongly about this that I wanted him to be able to lead our family where he thought that we should go. And that was the big thing, but it wasn't forced upon me. It was important for him to know that I was on board too. So he had to be patient for a little bit and allow me to gain confidence in this whole thing.
We're definitely people of faith, so another piece of us making this big move is both of us felt like it was being put on our hearts that this is something that we really needed to do. We wanted to take that leap of faith. That's part of the reason we came out here as well. We just felt a calling to start farming and growing food for the community, to use this place to not only grow food, but also to host veterans I've served with, veterans I haven't served with, to have them work on the farm and come out here and hunt and fish and enjoy the beauty of the Ozarks. That was another piece of it. And we wanted to help the community. We wanted to be able to give to the community, so growing in excess of what we need is part of that.
So pretty much homeboy got on his knees and prayed really hard that I would get out here.
It took a lot of prayer. It did. That's where I'm going with that. It's like, at the end of the day, I could not get her on board with moving out here. It was hard enough to get her from Dallas to the suburbs, and then to try to get her from the suburbs to even more acreage in the middle of southern Missouri.
So if anything, we hope that this video will bring you hope, because let me tell you, I am not.
Pray.
6 months before we got out here, I said absolutely not.
No
You
chance.
are out of your mind.
No chance.
And now look at us. We're here.
We're here.
We're doing it.
So.
But also, he put me in charge of the garden this year. It's very small because it's my first ever garden, and
First time sowing seeds.
first time ever sowing seeds. We have a 6-month-old, a 2-year-old. Moms, you can relate. It's rough out here. Then we have the 650 chickens and all that. I just wanted to like start small this first season. I didn't want to overwhelm myself.
Next year we're gonna have a massive one.
Next year it'll be big, but I am still so proud of my little garden. And you guys, I can't believe that I'm even talking like this. I never thought that I would find so much joy in this. And I think that's something, if you can find something that your spouse will enjoy out here, or just doing this type of lifestyle, maybe you can't, or maybe you don't want to move so far out, you just want to start growing more of your own food and
in your backyard.
Having chickens, like just finding, invite your spouse out with you to sit down on a chair. That's what Evan used to do.
That's what I used to do. I used to make drinks, or I had you make some drinks for us, and while I did all the work, she would be out in a lawn chair watching me, listening to music.
Yeah, he'd get the
basting
speaker,
in the sun.
Just try to make your other half part of it without forcing it upon them and having these high expectations. Marriage is it's all about compromise and two people thinking together but not alike all the time. So now that we're out here, like I said, I'm enjoying the garden. There are still so many things that I'm trying to get used to. There are hard days, and then there are great days. There are days
There's hard weeks.
Yeah.
There's hard months. Right now we're in a really hard season. Trying to figure out how we're gonna get our chicken sold.
All in all, we're out here, and overall, I like it. I even will say that I love it sometimes. Sometimes
You like
I hate
some
it.
parts of it.
But
Now that we're out of the winter.
yeah,
she
the
likes it
winter
more.
was tough. But there's things in the city that I hate. That I hated. I hated the traffic. I hated like the busyness and the hustle bustle constantly.
Wears on you.
It wears on you.
The crime.
We didn't really ever have a problem with crime.
We heard
but
gunshots from our house in East Dallas.
We hear
multiple
gunshots
times.
out here too.
Yeah, they're hunting.
We think. It's a lot of woods around us.
They're hunting.
So there are things that you can do even if you can't get your other half out as far as we are, or as far as you may want to be. There are things that you can still do at your house that
Will bring you peace.
That can stir.
Can be a gateway, an introduction
into
to this.
the whole shebang.
Yeah, before you go all out.
Before you go all out. Okay, so we hope that we brought you guys some helpful advice. If not advice, hope.
If there's something else you guys want us to do a video on,
Let us know in the comments.
Comment.
Don't
Tell
forget
us.
to hit the like button. We want to share everything with you, anything and everything. We are, at the end of the day, so excited to be here. We are growing amazing pasture-raised chicken, and
It's so delicious. Not even just saying that. It is the most delicious chicken I've ever had in my life.
okay,
Completed.
so thanks for joining. Thanks for listening to us. We hope you got something out of this video, something out of our story. We look forward to being back with you on the next one.
Men, good luck getting your spouse out to the middle of nowhere.
Good luck. May the odds ever be in your favor.